You might have heard this idea that the ego is not a good thing. You might have even heard that the ego is your enemy. I've heard your ego is not your amigo. And this typically comes up when you are into your personal development journey. At some point, you may have awakened to this idea that there is a greater purpose that you need to go out and seek, and you become more connected to your soul. And because you become more connected to your soul, you have this awareness of the many ways your ego can get in the way of you fulfilling your purpose and living the life that you want. And so we get this immediate idea that the ego is bad and we need to get rid of it. I don't know about you, and this is with all the respect in the world. In my experience, that actually is not the case. See, the truth is, your ego is the very reason why you're alive right now being able to watch this video. Your ego is what makes you, and you really unique. Your ego individualizes your experience based on everything that you sense in your life, what you hear, what you feel, what you see, what you taste, what you smell. Now listen, I'm not here to glorify the ego. I mean, the ego has great purpose in your life and I believe should not be eradicated. And if we allow our egos to run our lives, it can lead to a very, very dark place. And typically, I find with my clients, when they have their egos run to what I call their ultra ego, they experience three different things. One, they either are on top of the world, where they feel like they've done it all and they've reached the pinnacle of their success and they did all the things that they thought were going to make themselves happy, what the ego thought was going to make themselves happy. And they reached the top, which can sometimes be a very lonely, dark place, and realize that those things did not make them happy. The second place is at the center of the world, where everything is revolved around them. If they don't get what they want, then they will make sure that everyone else doesn't get what they want. And my clients, when they go through this, it can be really struggle because they tend to isolate themselves and they tend to be really selfish in their behavior. And a lot of their behaviors are also based on self-centered fear that either they're not enough, that they're going to fail, or they're not going to be happy. And then the third place where the ego can take you is underneath the world, feeling like you need to carry the world itself and no one is around to help you. You have no support and you are purely living on survival and you're doing everything you possibly can, even if it might mean damaging yourself, your body, and maybe your relationships and other people's wellness in order for you to maintain carrying this weight of the world. And that area is pretty dark and lonely. So how do we allow and accept that our ego is a part of us? Well, the best way I can offer is the ego is a part of what makes you human. We get to have this ego that allows us to build so much in our lives. But we can't really build out here if we don't source what we want to create in here, which is where the soul comes in. This is our being, our essence. And I've learned that if you're able to allow your ego and your soul to collaborate, or what I like to call play nice, then the creation and the building becomes synchronous. The ego is in check. It's only there to keep you alive and building and growing and putting in the masculine and the building effort to create the life externally that you desire. And your soul is the guide that sees the vision, that knows exactly what it needs in order to be free. And when they're able to communicate with one another, some amazing things can happen. You start to feel more success. You start to feel more growth. You start to experience more fulfillment and happiness and joy in your life because you're creating and you're building. Your soul and your ego are working together. This experience is rather unique. And if you allow yourself to drop in and have these conversations between these parts of yourself, these really essential parts of yourself that make up you as a human being, I can assure you, just like I assured my clients, and my clients have got a chance to experience this too, is you will experience a newfound freedom that will allow you to really feel and tap into what it is that you really desire from your soul, and then giving the plans, almost like an architect, to your ego for it to go out and build. I think there's an opportunity where if we allow ourselves to accept the ego as a part of our human experience, that we actually can leverage its strengths, minimize its shadows, and be able to create more than we possibly could imagine. I hope you guys enjoyed and got something out of this video. If you want to learn more about how to make life a game that you can win and have fun playing, click the link below and get free access to a training that gives you a step-by-step process for how to make it happen. Or if you want to watch another video, click the link over there. Go ahead. Click it. I'll see you over there.